and I am child free for a few hours today, so I thought I would make a start on planting my potatoes. I'm going to be planting some Agria potatoes. I love them because they're great for roasting and making chippies with. You can plant your potatoes closer together to get slightly smaller ones, or I'm going to plant them a bit further apart because I like nice big ones. You want some nice fertile soil. We've got a mixture of horse manure and bit of compost and other stuff in here, and you want it nice and aerated, so you don't want it too dense. You know, get in there with the rake. We, as you might have seen in my other veggie patch video, we got a Ryobi Expand It tool and we use the mulcher in that, and that is absolutely brilliant. I actually grow my own potatoes and then I purposefully leave some to one side so they actually start sprouting, which is what you want, and then I just plant them again. So apparently there is more chance of the potatoes going spotty or not looking as nice when you do that. Of course you can buy the seed potatoes. Well, you know me, I like to do things on the cheap and I'm not fussy about aesthetics, so as long as they're potatoes and they're yummy, that's all good. So we'll get cracking. I did say that I usually use last season's potatoes to grow this season's. However, this year I was not quite that onto it, and we actually used up all of last season's. I didn't think to keep some to one side. So I did actually buy a bag of potatoes when they were on a really good special. I got some of these. They're not special seed potatoes or anything. I just bought them and I kept them because I knew I was going to plant them. So they have all started sprouting quite nicely. Now, so I bought 10 kilos of them. I think they were about $7 when they were on a really good special. I got them at the local produce market. So, but look at that baby. That is what we want. So they have sprouted brilliantly. Now these sprouts, when we're planting them, you want these facing upwards. So it looks like a periscope, that one. We want to start by digging some trenches. I've actually got some old carpet slabs. I like to put these in between rows just to suppress weeds. Because quite frankly I'm lazy, I don't want to do any weeding. Who does? And this means a bit less weeding, so I'm going to do it. Now, as I've said, the more space you do between plants, the better. You want to leave about 1 or 2 feet in between rows. And depth-wise, just going to shovel a bit of a trench here. You want them sort of at least a good 4 inches deep. Excuse the slightly wobbly camera. You wouldn't believe how I'm holding it up. I've got it on the washing line. I've got the camera hung on the washing line. My cameraman's at work. So, you do what you got to do. So, we'll plant these lovely potatoes. As I said, sprouty bits, you want them facing upwards. Now, I have actually heard, I'll see if I can find one. I have actually heard that if you've got a potato that has more than one sprout on it, so it's got about 4 going on, what you can do is you can actually chop it and plant both halves with both sprouty bits facing upwards. If you do that, however, you do need to leave it out for a certain length of time so that it dries out, so it's less likely to rot in the ground. That's just not easy in my books. I just I saw the opportunity today to plant them. As I say, I've got a few hours to myself at the moment, so I'm just going for it. So I'm not going to do that, but you can do that. So I'm just going to choose sort of the biggest sprout, pop it in. Right, I'm going to do about 4 in a row. So pop them in, cover them over. Now as they grow, as you start to see them pop above the ground, you actually want to keep banking the soil up. You probably want to do that about 2 or 3 times. They need lots of room to produce lots of lovely potatoes. The thing I love about potatoes is that you don't really know what you're going to get until you go to dig them up. The kids absolutely love digging potatoes up. because it's like a treasure hunt. You just don't know what you're going to dig up, and if you end up with heaps of them, you know, the celebrations are immense. And even the fussiest potato eater, like my daughter Sam, she's not that big on potatoes, but she loves it if we freshly dug them up from the garden. She knows where they've came from, she'll give it a go. So it does help with getting kids to eat veggies, growing it yourself, getting them involved, as I'm currently not doing. I'm doing it myself today, but well, they got to go to school sometime, don't they? That is that all done. Next thing, I'm just going to give them a really good water. It's very important to water them in, just make sure they stay nice and evenly moist. Don't completely drown them, okay? You want to get them nice and wet when you first plant them, but you just want to keep them nice and evenly moist. You don't want them rotting or anything. So I'll do an update video just seeing on their progress and what to do next and what the results are. So yes, stay tuned. Thank you for watching, commenting, subscribing. I'll give these a water.